P3. The solid, and shaving off 0.3 seconds shows some serious improvement. Come on Bobardo, let's keep that momentum going. Bobardo is now in P28 after successfully overtaking Butchazero. Meanwhile, Amy from Team Death Robots has gained a position, moving up to P30 by overtaking Sir Ironbot.T. The race continues to tighten as positions shift among the drivers. Cedric has successfully overtaken Planetray Nemifan and ascended to power. Dafdad has advanced to 7 after getting past Famaka from Team Nafgum Kings. Meanwhile, Red Panama made a move to 16 by overtaking Yamthakrabi. Notable shifts in position as the race progresses. Cedric has successfully moved into P3 after overtaking Lacroix 1980, showcasing impressive speed and maneuvering. Electric Mary has advanced to P21, overtaking Huggard 3 in a tight contest. The battle for P21 continues as Electric Mary in the Surtees T9 faces off against Huggard 3 in the Matra MS120B, both pushing hard to secure their positions. Okayoki 3 has successfully moved into P29 after overtaking Butchazero from Team Quark Express. In addition, Sir Ironbot has gained a position as well, advancing to P31 by overtaking Naibi. The race is showing some competitive dynamics as these AI-driven cars jockey for position. Holocaustinin has successfully moved into Pen after overtaking Issy 12-12-12. Now, Issy 12-12 is engaged in a tight battle for Believin with Mirasol, who is driving the Tyrrell 2. The Matra MSO 120B is holding its ground as both drivers jockey for position. Okayoki 3 has successfully moved up to P28, executing a clean overtake on Sabina 27 in the last lap. Sabina 27 is now in P29. The positioning remains tight as competitors jockey for advantage. Paolo Costanini in the BRM, Po 160 is currently defending 10 against Issioni 12-12 in the Matra MS 120B. They are closely matched to say into the second sector, with Paolo Costanini maintaining a narrow lead. Ision 1212 is looking for an opportunity to overtake, making a move on the inside as they approach the hairpin. It looks like a late braking maneuver. Paolo Costanini holds his line firmly, preventing the pass. As they exit the corner, Isiono 1212 is trying to get better traction, but remains just behind. The gap is still minimal as they head into the straightaway. Paolo Costanini is keeping the pressure on, but Isiono 1212 seems to be gearing up for another attempt as they approach the next turn. Feds has just executed a remarkable maneuver, overtaking 5 cars to secure position 9. Baker Gironi follows closely behind, also overtaking 5 cars to claim position 10. Red Panama is not far behind either, making a similar move with 5 overtakes to take position 11. The field continues to tighten as these drivers gain momentum. Grenier has made significant progress, cutting the gap to Lacroixon 1980 down to 3.3 seconds. The 2 cars are now showing signs of closer competition as Groningen continues to push hard. Meanwhile, other cars in the pack are maintaining their positions with no major changes. The dynamics are tightening up as we approach the halfway mark of the race. Kasachuk is now just 11.2 seconds behind Komodo 3, steadily closing the gap as they approach the next turn. Meanwhile, Planetary Nanefan has made a strong push through the pack, overtaking 4 cars to secure P21. Naiba from Team Still No Name Racing is also on the move, advancing 4 positions to take P22. The race is intensifying as these drivers make their moves. Grenier has indeed struggled, dropping to pen after losing 7 positions. Meanwhile, Feds has made a notable advancement, now in 5 after successfully overtaking Baker Gironi. In response, Baker Gironi has regained some ground, moving up to 6 by overtaking Red Panama. Tilted here. The race dynamics are shifting quickly. Hugger 3 has gained a position, now in P28 after successfully overtaking Okiyoki 3. Okiyoki 3 has also made a move, advancing to P29 by overtaking Bobardo. Meanwhile, Sabina 27 has climbed to P31, overtaking Paolo Costanini. The race continues to shift as drivers jockey for positions. Currently, Feds has encountered issues, dropping back 14 positions and now sits at P23. Koki Beninati is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Suzanne Greenberg by 2.7 seconds. Meanwhile, Jokatibs has successfully overtaken Cydric and has moved up to P9. The race dynamics are shifting as these drivers continue to push their limits. Planet Train Anima fan said, "Hey Amy, nice tank top you're wearing." "Thanks. I like to keep it comfy while I cheer on the racers. What do you think of the race?" Neotexum has encountered difficulties and dropped 6 positions, now sitting at 7. Baker Girone has successfully overtaken Red Panama, moving up to P3. Meanwhile, Red Panama has regained some ground, overtaking Yamph the Krabby, and is now in Fower. Bobardo is currently in P27 after executing a successful overtake on Sabina 27 from Team Blast. Sabina 27 has responded by advancing to P28, having overtaken Polo Costa 9. Meanwhile, Polo Costa 9 has moved up to P29, overtaking Bakshizaro Pordestu. The dynamic among these drivers is creating an interesting shuffle in the lower positions as they battle for every spot. Duff Dad has made a significant advancement, overtaking 4 cars to secure the 20th position. Huda 3 is also showing impressive speed, passing 5 competitors and moving into 21st place. Bobardo is following suit, gaining ground by overtaking 5 cars, and now sits in 22nd position. The midfield is becoming quite dynamic as these drivers push their limits. The Gentleman and Greninjib are locked in a close battle for 14th place, with the Gentleman in the March 711 Ford and Greninjib in the Lotus 72D. Their positions are shifting as they navigate the track, maintaining tight proximity. Meanwhile, Boshizero has advanced to 24th position, successfully overtaking Famaka from Team Nafgum Kings. The dynamics of the race are evolving with these moves, particularly in the midfield. The Gentleman is currently holding on to P14 in his March 711 Ford, closely pursued by Greninjib in the Lotus 72D. The gap between them is minimal as they navigate through the tight corners, with the gentleman defending his position effectively. Green Injib is looking for an opportunity to overtake, making aggressive moves on the straights but unable to find a way past just yet. Both drivers are maintaining high speeds as they approach the next series of turns. It's a tense duel for that 14th position. Kazashuk in the March 711 Ford is closely tailing Lord of the Jungle, who was behind the wheel of the Ferrari 312 Pututoi. They're battling for position 10 on the track. Kazashuk is making a move on the inside as they approach a tight corner. He takes a late apex, gaining ground on Lord of the Jungle. Lord of the Jungle defends well, holding his line and maintaining that slight edge. They exit the corner almost side by side. Kazashuk is gaining speed on the straightaway now, getting closer as they head toward the next chicane. Kazashuk goes for an overtaking maneuver. He pulls ahead momentarily, but Lord of the Jungle responds quickly. They're neck and neck heading into the chicane. It's a critical moment in this battle. Lord of the Jungle manages to hold on to Pen, but Kazashuk is right on his tail, setting up for another attempt. The race dynamics are heating up as these two push their machines to the limit. Cedric is currently in 17 after a significant drop of 10 positions. La Croissant 1980 is also struggling, now sitting in P18, having lost the same number of spots. In contrast, Famaka has made impressive progress, overtaking 6 cars to climb up to P19. The race dynamics are shifting rapidly as these drivers navigate the challenges on track. Red Panama has taken the lead, now in pole after successfully overtaking Suzanne Greenberg Dutti. Suzanne Greenberg is currently in P2 but just overtook Ayantha Krabi to secure that position. A close battle is developing between Suzanne Greenberg in her Lotus 72 Deed and Ayantha Krabi in a Tyrrell, 2 for the P2 position. Both cars are putting in strong performances as they jostle for position. Duff Dad is making a significant charge, now in P19 after overtaking 6 cars. Famaka follows closely behind, advancing to P20 with an impressive 9-car overtake. Robardo is also gaining ground, moving up to P22 after passing 4 cars. The dynamics of the race are shifting as these drivers push forward. Aminsond and Maya have advanced to P9, successfully overtaking the gentleman, who now sits in 10. The Gentleman managed to move ahead of Nabi, placing Naib at P11 after overtaking Amy from Team Death Robots, who is currently in P12. Suzanne Greenberg has significantly decreased the gap to Red Panama by 2.6 seconds, putting pressure on the front. Meanwhile, Nukem Bokken has made a notable advancement to 16 after successfully overtaking Feds. In response, Feds has regained some momentum, moving up to 17 by overtaking Duff Dad. The race is tightening up as positions shift. Hey there, Camelog 15. Party Popper, welcome back to the raceway. Buckle up and get ready for some turbocharged AI action. Let's see if our little robot drivers can keep it on the track today. Checkered flag dashing away. Kazashok has encountered issues, dropping to 16 after falling back 9 positions. Beka Yorona is making significant progress, narrowing the gap to Komodo 3 by 95.4 seconds. Meanwhile, Amin-san and Maya have successfully executed an overtake on the Gentleman, advancing to 7 in the standings. Electric Murray has indeed struggled, dropping to P13 after falling back 7 positions. Amin-san and Maya have made significant progress, moving up to 6 by successfully overtaking the Gentleman. The Gentleman then responded by reclaiming 7, managing to overtake Naibe in the process. The dynamic on the track is shifting rapidly. Electric Murray has indeed dropped back to position 21 after encountering some issues. Cedric has made a significant move, advancing into position 9 and overtaking Amy in the process. The battle between Cedric in the Tyrrell 2 and Amy in the March 711 forward for that critical position 9 is heating up, with both cars closely competing for advantage on the track. La Croissant 1980. From Team Glass has successfully overtaken Amy, advancing to 10 Ductile. Meanwhile, Feds from Team Also No Name Racing has made a move on Nukem Bokken, climbing up to 14. Nero Sol has also gained ground, moving past Resirius Guy to secure P21. Amin-san and Maya have successfully advanced to position 5 after overtaking Lord of the Jungle. Meanwhile, Winzerius Guy has made a notable climb to position 21, bypassing Sirairenbot. In response, Sirairenbot has countered that move, and is now in position 22, after overtaking Herg 3. Fumaca is experiencing significant difficulties, dropping down to 29th position after losing 13 spots. Meanwhile, Obardo has made an impressive move, climbing up to 16th place by successfully overtaking Butchizero from Team Quark Express. Following that, Butchizero retaliated and moved back up to 17th position by overtaking Issy 1212 Toitai. Naiba has successfully moved up to 6th after an overtaking maneuver on the gentleman. Meanwhile, Sabina 27 has advanced to P25, getting past Nira Solidarda. The race continues to see strategic movements as drivers jockey for positions. Feds is making significant progress, reducing the gap with Greninja by 588.2 seconds. Meanwhile, Bobardo has successfully overtaken Butchizero, advancing to 15th position. The race continues to develop as these dynamics unfold. Suzanne Greenberg in the Lotus 72D has just executed a clean overtake on Amy in the March 711 Ford, moving into P9. Amy is closely following, maintaining pressure and looking for an opportunity to reclaim that position. The gap is minimal as they approach the hairpin turn, with both drivers displaying impressive cornering skills. Amy attempts to dive inside at the apex, but Suzanne holds her line, keeping ahead. The battle for P9 is intensifying as they exit the corner onto the straight. Welcome back, Sestform Bidishai. Party Popper, so great to see you again. Ready to watch some AI cars zoom by, and maybe place a few bets on hold, take the checkered flag. Checkered flag, let's do this. Ducatibs has experienced a significant drop, now in P12 after falling back 8 positions. Meanwhile, Amundsen and Maya have executed successful overtakes to advance to Pfawa, pushing Naibe down to 5. Naibe has also managed to regain some ground, overtaking Cydric and climbing back into 5. The race dynamics continue to shift rapidly as drivers jockey for position. Suzanne Greenberg is currently maintaining her position in P8, closely followed by Amy, in the March 711 Ford. Amy is attempting to close the gap with a series of aggressive turns, utilizing the superior cornering of her car. As they approach the hairpin, Amy makes a move on the inside. They are side by side now, and it's a tight squeeze. Amy has managed to pull ahead slightly as they exit the turn. Suzanne is not backing down though. She's right on Amy's tail, looking for an opportunity to reclaim that position. The two cars are heading into the next straight, and Suzanne is drafting behind Amy, trying to get a speed boost. She's going to try to overtake on the outside. As they approach the next turn, it's neck and neck. Amy holds her line and maintains pace for now, but this battle is far from over. Hey, Killian Original! Welcome back to the raceway. Automobile dashing all way, we've missed you zooming around our stream. Buckle up for some AI racing action. Checkered flag party. Pauber. Fades from Also No Name Racing is indeed making significant progress, now just 63 seconds behind Greninja as they continue to push forward. Meanwhile, Amy has successfully overtaken Lacroix on 1980, moving up to 7 in the standings. The battle for position is heating up as Feds closes in on the leader, indicating a potential challenge in the upcoming laps. Cedric is now 2 seconds behind Nebe, showing significant improvement in pace. The gap is narrowing as they approach the next turn. Meanwhile, in 4th place, Zynox is maintaining a steady distance, but appears to be losing time to the leaders. In 5th, Vexes is holding off a challenge from Terra, who is attempting an overtake on the inside. The race dynamics are shifting as Cedric continues to push hard, keeping the pressure on Nebe. Lord of the Jungle is now in P22, after a significant drop of 11 positions. Meanwhile, Feds has made a strong move to P11, successfully overtaking Duff Dad. In response, Duff Dad has regained some ground and moved up to P12 by overtaking Jokatibs. The positions are shifting rapidly as the race continues. Bucci-Zero in the Brabham BT34 is currently just ahead of the gentleman in the March 711 Ford as they approach turn 5. The two cars are closely matched in speed, with the gentleman applying pressure and looking for an opportunity to overtake. As they exit turn 6, Bucci-Zero maintains the lead. But the gentleman is right on his tail, utilizing the slipstream down the straight. They're heading into turn 7 now, and it looks like the gentleman is making a move on the inside. This could be a decisive overtake. As they enter turn 8, the gentleman has successfully pulled alongside Bucci-Zero. They are side by side going into the corner. It's a tight squeeze. Bucci-Zero holds his line, but the gentleman is gaining ground. Exiting turn 8, it's still neck and neck as they head toward the next straight. The battle for 16 continues as they navigate through the final sector. Lord of the Jungle is now in P26 after successfully overtaking Electric Marie. Meanwhile, Electric Marie from Team Quark Express has regained some ground, moving up to P27 by passing Bucci-Zero. The battle for position continues to heat up in the midfield. Famaka in the Martram MSM Win 20B is currently holding off Plane Train Animathan in the Lotus 72D as they engage in a close tussle for 20th position. Famaka takes a defensive line through the hairpin, keeping Plane Train Animathan at bay. Plane Train Animathan attempts an overtaking maneuver on the inside as they approach the straight. But Famaka accelerates out of the corner, maintaining their position. Both cars are showing impressive speed, with Plane Train Animathan trying to find a gap to slip through. As they head into the next section, Famaka slightly widens their trajectory, giving Plane Train Animathan a chance to close in. The gap is narrowing as they enter the high-speed chicane. Famaka holds strong, but it's clear that this battle for 20th place is heating up. The gentleman has successfully reduced the gap to ISI 1212, now at 2.1 seconds. Meanwhile, in the midfield, Turbocat is applying pressure on Speedster 7, attempting an overtake as they exit the last corner. In the backfield, Racerx is making a move on Drift King, gaining ground with each passing lap. The dynamics in the top 3 remain stable, but the gentleman is clearly gaining momentum. The race continues to intensify as positions shift and strategies unfold. Hey, RNG TV! Welcome back to the racetrack. Racing car dashing away, have you been practicing your virtual pit stops while you were gone? We missed ya! Yamta Krabi has positioned themselves in first place after successfully overtaking Red Panama. Koki Binanati continues to close the gap on Red Panama, now at 1740 seconds behind. The dynamics are shifting as we see these strategic moves unfold on the track. Famaka in the Matra MSM 120B is currently in a tight battle with Plain Train Nanifen in the Lotus 72 for position 20. Famaka just executed a late braking maneuver heading into turn 3, gaining a slight advantage. However, Vanadren Anifen is maintaining pressure, staying right on his tail. They are approaching the next corner, and Plain Train Nanifen looks to be lining up for an inside overtake. Overtaking attempt initiated. Famaka is defending well as they exit turn 4, keeping his line. The fight for 20th is intensifying with both drivers pushing their limits. Vanadren Anifen is now in P19, after successfully overtaking Famaka. Famaka has also made a move, bumping up to P20 by overtaking Polo Costanino. Meanwhile, Polo Costanin has slipped to P21 after being overtaken by Hugad 3. The positions are shifting as the drivers continue to jockey for position on the track. Electric Murray has advanced to P25 after successfully overtaking Lord of the Jungle. In response, Lord of the Jungle has regained momentum and has moved up to P26, executing an overtake on Hugad 3. The positions are shifting, indicating a tight battle in the midfield. Amy from Team Death Robots has made a strong advance, closing the gap on La Croissant 1980 in the Lotus 72 day. As they enter the second sector, Amy is positioned just a few car lengths behind. The braking zone for turn 5 sees Amy attempting an overtaking maneuver on the inside line. They are side by side now, as they exit the turn. It's a tight battle as both cars are neck and neck heading into the next straight. La Croissant 1980 maintains a slight edge, but Amy is persistent, using the slipstream to her advantage. Approaching turn 6, Amy dives to the inside again. It's a bold move, and she successfully overtakes Lacroix-Swan 1980, moving into 7. The Lotus driver is not giving up easily though, looking for a way to retake that position. They are still within striking distance as they head towards the final turns of this lap. The dynamics between these two racers are intensifying, with multiple attempts being made for position changes as they continue to push their limits. Red Panama has encountered issues, dropping from their previous position down to 17. Koki Banana Tea has made significant progress, moving up to P2 after successfully overtaking both Amundsen and Maya. Dalt Kot, Amundsen and Maya have also gained ground, now sitting in P3, after overtaking Naibi from Team Still No Name Racing. The field is tightening up as positions shift rapidly. Sabina 27 is now in 20th position after successfully overtaking Mirasol. Mirasol has also made a move up to 21st place, passing Red Panama in the process. The positions are shifting as the cars continue to jockey for optimal placement on the track. Amy in the March 711 Ford is closely tailing Lacroix-Swan 1980 in the Lotus 72D, maintaining a gap of just a few car lengths. As they approach the first hairpin turn, Amy gears down, preparing for a potential dive on the inside. Lacroix-Swan 1980 takes a defensive line, but Amy is gaining ground as they exit the turn. Heading into the next straight, Amy uses DRS and makes a bold move on the inside. They are side by side now, with both drivers pushing their limits. Lacroix-Swan 1980 fights back, but Amy manages to take 6, pulling ahead as they enter the next corner. Now, Amy is focusing on increasing the gap, while Lacroix-Swan 1980 is looking to regroup and mount another challenge. The battle for 6 is intense, with both drivers showcasing excellent technical skills and strategy. Sirarimbot in the Brabham BT34 has managed to close the gap on Plane Train anime fans Lotus 72 as they head into the final corner. Sirarimbot takes an aggressive line, attempting an overtake on the inside. The two cars are side by side now, battling for position. As they exit the corner, Plane Nana maintains a slight edge down the straight, but Sirarimbot is right on his tail. Both drivers are pushing their limits, and it's a close race for 17. Approaching the next turn, Sirarimbot makes a daring move on the outside. They navigate through the corner, and it looks like Sirarimbot has successfully overtaken Plan Train Anime Fan. Plan Train Anime Fan is not giving up yet though, and is looking for a counterattack as they head into the following section. It's a thrilling fight for positions in the mid-pack. Amy is currently in a tight battle for 6th position with Lacroixon 1980, who is driving the Lotus 72, while Amy is behind the wheel of a March 711 Ford. The two cars are closely matched as they navigate the circuit. In a separate development, Kazashok has successfully moved up to 28th place after overtaking Bocchizero, showcasing some impressive maneuvering. The race remains competitive with multiple positions changing hands as drivers push their limits. Koki Beninity is currently holding the pole position, but Amansan and Maya are gaining ground, reducing the gap by 2.2 seconds. ISI 1012-12 has made a notable advancement, moving up to P13 after successfully overtaking the Gentleman. Meanwhile, the Gentleman has responded by advancing to 14, overtaking Wazirius Guy from No Name Racing. The race dynamics are shifting as positions change rapidly. Feds is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Koki Beninity by 23 seconds, indicating strong performance and strategy. Bilbado is currently facing difficulties on the track, dropping down 10 positions, and now sitting in P25. Meanwhile, Suzanne Greenberg has successfully overtaken Cedric, and has advanced to Power, showcasing an impressive maneuver. The race dynamics are shifting rapidly as these changes unfold. Lord of the Jungle said, "Hey Amy, could you provide a history of this racetrack?" "Sure." The Autodromo Riccardo Paletti first opened in 1970 in Italy. It was named after the Formula One driver Riccardo Paletti, who tragically lost his life during a race in 1982. The track has undergone various changes and renovations over the years, and is known for its challenging layout and picturesque surroundings. It's a great place for some thrilling race action, just like we're watching now. Racing car dashing away. Planitra and Emu Fan has significantly closed the gap to the gentleman, now just 7.7 seconds behind. Sirairanbot is encountering difficulties, and has dropped back 7 positions to P25. Meanwhile, One Sirius from No Name Racing has successfully overtaken the gentleman, advancing to P13. Good night, Neo. Sit tight, don't let the racing trolls bite. Racing Cars SAT. Naibe is currently in pursuit of Amansan and Maya, reducing the gap by 2.1 seconds as they navigate through the curves. Meanwhile, Nearasol from Team Starline Pixels is also making significant progress, closing in on Sabina 27 from Team Blast, also by 2.1 seconds. The dynamics are shifting as both drivers are showing impressive speed and strategy on the track. Lord of the Jungle said, "Hey Amy, could you give a brief summary of the 1971 Formula One season?" "Sure thing. The 1971 Formula One season was a thrilling year, marked by the intense rivalry between Jackie Stewart and Ronnie Peterson. Stewart, driving for Tyrrell, clinched his second World Championship title, showcasing his impressive skills throughout the season. There were some fantastic races, including the memorable Italian Grand Prix at Monza, where Peter Giffin won in a spectacular finish. We also saw great performances from drivers like Graham Hill and Niki Lauda, kicking off their legendary careers. Overall, it was an exciting season full of drama, and some fantastic racing moments." Currently, Amy has slipped back to P13 after losing 6 positions. Lacroson 1980 has made a notable advancement to Seven by overtaking Kokibinity, who has now dropped to P8. However, Kokibinity has regained some ground, moving up to P8 by overtaking Feds. The dynamics are shifting as the race progresses. Cydrek from Team Live for Speed is currently leading the pack, but Amy from Team Death Robots is closing in, reducing the gap by 22.1 seconds. Meanwhile, Sabina 27 from Team Blast has successfully moved up to 16th place after overtaking Nearasol. The competition is intensifying as positions shift on the track. Bobardo has successfully moved up to P21 after overtaking the gentleman. The maneuver was clean, showcasing precise timing and positioning. Meanwhile, the cars in the top 10 continue to maintain close gaps, with several drivers looking for opportunities to advance. Stay tuned for more positional changes as the race progresses. Hugget 3 from Team Navgum Kings is making significant progress, narrowing the gap to Kazashuk from Team S once Duktawe. The current distance is down to 421.9 seconds. This indicates a strong performance from Hugget 3 as they continue to close in on their competitor. No other notable overtakes or position changes have been reported in this segment of the race. Electric Mary from Team Quark Express is aggressively narrowing the gap to Famaka, now just 7.6 seconds behind. Thades has executed a clean overtake on Duff Dad, moving into 6th. Meanwhile, Duff Dad has regained momentum, overtaking both Amundsen and Maya, now in 7. Suzanne Greenberg has significantly closed the gap to Anthe Krabby by 23.1 seconds, showing impressive speed as she approaches. Meanwhile, the gentleman has made a successful move up to 22nd position, overtaking Issy 12-12-12. The race continues to evolve quickly with these changes in position. Suzanne Greenberg is closing in on Anyantha Krabby, reducing the gap to 2.4 seconds. Sabina 27 has made an impressive move up to 15, successfully overtaking Mirasol from Team Starline Pixels. Meanwhile, Mirasol has responded by overtaking Polo Kostanin from Team Blue Star, advancing to 16. The competition is tightening among the mid-pack drivers. Bobardo has successfully moved up to P19 after a clean overtake on Polo Kostanin. The maneuver was executed smoothly, showcasing precise timing as Bobardo accelerated out of the corner. Meanwhile, the field remains tight, with several cars jostling for positions just ahead. Issy 12-12 has significantly reduced the gap to Electric Murray by 2.2 seconds, indicating a potential overtake soon. The pace of Issy 12-12 suggests they are optimizing their cornering technique, allowing for a faster exit on the straights. Meanwhile, Electric Murray will need to defend their position effectively as they approach the next turn. The dynamics between these two cars will be critical in the coming moments. ISI 1212 has been making significant progress, reducing the gap to Polo Castanin by 365.8 seconds. This indicates a strong performance from ISI 1212 as they work on overtaking. The rest of the field remains relatively stable, with no major shifts in positions among the top contenders at this moment. The dynamic is heating up as we approach the next critical corners. Mirasol has just moved up to 14, successfully overtaking Sabina 27. However, Sabina 27 is now reeling in Mirasol, closing the gap by 37.8 seconds. The competition between these two is intensifying as they battle for position on the track. Wanziri's Guy has encountered issues, dropping from his previous position to P18, a loss of 6 spots. Meanwhile, Feds is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Koki Baininidi by 4.8 seconds. In another battle, Amin San and Maya are working together to catch up to Duff Dad, narrowing the distance by 3.2 seconds. The dynamics are shifting as these drivers push to improve their standings. Famaka has made significant progress, reducing the gap to Mirasol by 579.4 seconds. This indicates a strong pace from Famaka, who is currently in pursuit of Mirasol, setting up for a potential overtake if this trend continues. The race dynamics are shifting as Famaka's speed appears to be increasing. ISI 1212 has significantly reduced the gap to Paula Costanin, now only 4.7 seconds behind. The pressure is mounting as ISI 1212 continues to gain ground. Meanwhile, the rest of the field is maintaining their positions, but we may see an overtake soon if this pace continues. Lord of the Jungle has successfully moved up to P24, after overtaking Sir Ironbot on the inside line. The maneuver was clean, showcasing precise timing and acceleration. Meanwhile, the leaders are maintaining their positions, but tensions are rising in the middle pack as drivers are jockeying for position. The AI systems are executing their strategies effectively, and we're seeing some tight racing ahead. Sirironbot is currently in pursuit of Lord of the Jungle, significantly closing the gap. The distance has shrunk to 319.5 seconds, indicating a strong push from Sirironbot. Meanwhile, in third position, Speedsterks remains stable, but is losing ground to the top two. The dynamics of this race are shifting as Sirironbot continues to gain momentum against the leader. Hey, Ayurafa. Racing car dashing away. Welcome back to the racetrack. Buckle up. It's going to be a wild ride today. Automobile collision. Feds in the Ferrari 312 B2 is currently holding off Duff Dad in the Tyrrell 2, both battling fiercely for 6. The gap between them is tight, with Feds maintaining a slight advantage as they navigate the corners. Meanwhile, Issy 12-12-12 has made significant progress, and is now just 2.1 seconds behind Polo Castani, steadily closing the distance. The dynamics in this segment are shaping up to be quite competitive. Okayoki 3 has gained significant ground on Neo Texan, reducing the gap by a notable 3,089.9 seconds. The momentum is shifting as Okayoki 3 continues to pursue Neo Texan closely. The dynamic of the race is becoming increasingly competitive between these two AI-driven cars. Feds has successfully moved into 6th, executing a clean overtake on Duff Dad from Team Life for Speed. This advancement demonstrates Fed's strategic positioning and pace as the race continues. Meanwhile, the gap between Feds and the drivers ahead in 5 appears to be closing, suggesting potential for further movement up the ranks. The competition remains tight as the AI cars jockey for position. Currently, Plain Train Anime Fan has gained ground, moving up to P12 after successfully overtaking Duff Dad. Meanwhile, Issy 1212 has also made progress, advancing to P20 by getting past Polocostanim. The race dynamics are shifting with these overtakes enhancing their positions on the track. Planet Train Anime Fan is now in P11 after successfully overtaking Duff Dad, who has dropped to P12 all. This shift in positions allowed Duff Dad to take advantage of a later corner, where he managed to reclaim P12 by overtaking Lacroix 1980. Meanwhile, Hugo 3 has gained ground as well, moving up to P27 with an overtake on Red Panama. The dynamics are shifting as drivers reposition themselves in the field. Currently, Planet Train Anime Fan has advanced to Pen after successfully overtaking Duff Dad. In turn, Duff Dad is now in P11, having passed Feds. Meanwhile, Mirasol has climbed to P13 by overtaking Fomoka. The positions are tightening, and the dynamics are shifting as drivers jockey for better placements. Bobardo is currently in 15 after successfully overtaking Wazirius Guy. In response, Winserious Guy has managed to climb to 16 by overtaking Feds. The race is tightening up as these positions shift. Issy 1212 has significantly closed the gap on La Croissant 1980, reducing their distance by 325.7 seconds. The momentum appears to be shifting as Issy 1212 gains ground. Dat Darming Wound. Fastened, Osavadron 12 gains grounded. As it stands, they are approaching each other rapidly, setting up a potential overtaking opportunity shortly. Feds is making significant progress, having closed the gap to 727 by 516 seconds, indicating a strong push for a potential overtake. Meanwhile, Planet Anime Fan is also showing competitive speed, reducing the distance to Amy by 2.3 seconds. The race dynamics are shifting as these drivers gain momentum. Issy 1212 has gained a position, and is now in P19 after successfully overtaking Lacroix 1980. The maneuver was clean, showcasing precise steering and acceleration. Meanwhile, the front runners remain tightly packed, with slight changes in their positions but no major overtakes in the top tier yet. Lord of the Jungle is making significant progress, narrowing the gap to Electric Murray by 312.9 seconds. Meanwhile, in the midfield, we have Turbo Turtle executing a clean overtake on Speed Demon, moving up to 4th place. In the back, Knight Rider is struggling with tire grip, losing time to Roadrunner. The dynamics are shifting as the cars jockey for position. The gentleman has just executed a clean overtake on La Croissant 1980, moving up to P20. The maneuver was smooth and calculated, showcasing precise timing as he approached the turn. La Croissant 1980 now trails behind as they head into the next section of the track. Lord of the Jungle has successfully overtaken Electric Murray, and is now positioned in P23. The maneuver was executed smoothly, showcasing effective acceleration out of the previous turn. Electric Murray appears to be struggling with tire grip, which may have contributed to the loss of position. Rambot is gaining ground on Electric Murray, reducing the gap significantly. They are currently in close proximity, with Rambot now just 184.9 seconds behind. The race dynamics are intensifying as Rambot appears to have a faster line through the corners, potentially setting up for an overtake soon. Meanwhile, the other competitors remain steady in their positions, with no major changes in the top 5. Bucci Zero has gained a position, and is now in P28, after executing a clean overtake on Red Panama Data. This maneuver has improved Bucci Zero's race standing as they continue to push forward through the field. Rambot has successfully moved up to position 24, executing a clean overtake on Electric Murray. The maneuver was precise, showcasing excellent timing as they approached the corner. Neo-Texan has successfully moved up to P31, after overtaking Nukim Bokum. The maneuver was clean, utilizing the inside line on the last turn. It's a solid gain for Neo-Texan as they continue to push through the field. Feds is making a significant move, reducing the gap to 7:27 to just 2.1 seconds. In the meantime, we see Turbogian overtaking Speedsterks on the inside, gain a position as they approach the hairpin turn. The top 3 positions remain stable, but the battle for fourth is heating up as Feds continues to gain ground on Sabine 27. Buccizzero has successfully moved up to P27 after a clean overtake on Casiscio. The maneuver was executed with precision, showcasing Buccizzero's strong racing line and braking technique. Casiscio is currently in P28, trying to regroup. The race continues to unfold with tight battles throughout the field. Lord of the Jungle has successfully moved up to P2 after executing a clean overtake on Paolo Costanin. The maneuver appeared well timed as they approached a tight corner, showcasing good acceleration out of the turn. This brings Lord of the Jungle closer to the mid-pack. Meanwhile, Paolo Costanin remains in P23, maintaining pace but losing ground. Paolo Costanin has significantly reduced the gap to Lord of the Jungle by 170.9 seconds, showing impressive pace as they approach the next turn. The positioning is becoming critical as we move into the latter part of the track. Meanwhile, the rest of the field remains fairly spread out, but no overtakes have occurred in the last moments. The focus now shifts to whether Paolo Costanin can maintain this momentum and execute a successful overtake on Lord of the Jungle. Feds is currently 2.1 seconds behind Saban at 27, steadily reducing the gap. The AI car appears to be gaining speed, particularly in Sector 2, where it made a noteworthy adjustment in throttle response. Sabine 27 needs to maintain defensive positioning to fend off the approaching challenge from Feds. The tension is building as they approach a sharp turn. This could be a crucial moment for an overtake. Lacroixon 1980 has significantly decreased the gap to Lord of the Jungle, now trailing by only 428.1 seconds. This indicates a potential for an overtake, if this pace continues. The race dynamics are shifting as Lacroixon 1980 gains momentum and positions himself for a challenge. Meanwhile, other cars maintain steady distances, but all eyes are on this developing battle for position. Hey there, Crisscross Bro. Party popper, welcome back to the race. We missed your pit crew vibes. Buckle up and let's enjoy this wild ride together. Automobile dashing away.